Yeah.
So very good morning to all of you. We'll wait another 2-3 minutes to join, then we'll start. Am I audible?
Yes, madam. You are audible, madam.
Yeah.
I request all the present to switch on their video once the program commences for a few minutes at least.
Teja, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Good morning to everybody. This is Project Officer Upcast, J.D. Rao. I welcome you all for this today's Azadi Amrit Mahotsav program for the month of January 2022. So now I request our member secretary, Dr. Aparna Madam, to welcome all the guests and to inaugurate the session, Madam. Over to you, Madam, please.
Thank you, J.D. Rao garu. I'm Dr. Y. Aparna, Member Secretary APCAST. Good morning to everyone. On behalf of APCAST, I am very much happy to welcome Dr. Devapriya Datta, Scientist G, Head and Advisor, Seed Division, DST, Government of India, Dr. Rashmi Sharma, Scientist F, Department of Seed, Dr. Ravikant Prajapati, Scientist B, and other members of DST, Government of India, Director Generals, Member Secretaries, and all state S&T councils and representatives of different state S&T councils. For this month, Azadi Ka Amritotsav theme, Innovation and Startups. So my heartfelt welcome to AP Innovation Society, our state partner for today's program. I really appreciate their support extended for today's program. It is my privilege to welcome today's speakers, Sri M. Nandakishore Garu, CEO APIS, and Manoj Pannada, and Ms. G. Kirtana, both are Joint Directors, APIS, and also welcome Professor K. Nagabhushan Raju Garu, Director, AIC SKU, representatives from Exim Bank of India, Rama Venugopal Garu, so Dr. B.K. Sahu, Head AP, NRDC, representatives from Andhra Meditech Zone, and all success storytellers. I really appreciate all the speakers for participating in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in spite of tough situation of third wave of COVID-19, which is fastly spreading up in Andhra Pradesh state. Some of the speakers today participating in this program having tough situation in their respective homes, and they themselves affected and their homes were affected. Even upcast team also badly affected with the third wave of third wave of COVID-19. But nothing could stop us in conducting this program, Azadi Ka Amrit. I express my deep sense of thanks to everyone, each and everyone, in spite of their tough situation, participating in Azadi Ka Amrit. First of all, Happy New Year to all of you. Hope this new year will bring happiness, health, and wealth to all of you. So, new year, new theme, and started with new spirit. In this new year, January month, we reached fifth theme of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, is on innovation and startups. Both innovation and startups are interrelated. So the innovation means new and novel ideas. These ideas will transform into useful tools or a technology with the help of startups. Innovation is crucial for future success in an organization. Real innovation is more than discussion. It is all about creating real change, new opportunities in the country. So the innovation can be in several forms, which can really help the society to change their way of life. Sometimes it is also facilitates to lead people a comfortable life with the help of new technologies and tools. The startups will have a lot of impact on the economy of the state as well as on the country also. So these startups can create new technologies. As a result, there will more chances for open markets, new opportunities. It will definitely create more employability for the youth. As countries like India, we have more young generation and new technologies will help them a lot. The startups also will have local impact on the cities. They also have the capability of changing the complete picture of that particular city where it is started. So I am very much happy to inform you that our Honorable Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy Garu is encouraging a lot innovation and startups in our state of Andhra Pradesh. Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society is doing excellent job in coordinating with startups and encouraging innovative ideas. It is acting like they are acting like a bridge between government and the people who are starting startups. This month, TEAM is collaborated with Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society, and they helped us a lot to conduct this webinar. We are expressing our sincere thanks to Sri Nandakishore Garu, CEO, and Manoj Pannada and Kirtana, both are joint directors of AP Innovation Society, for their sincere effort and coordination and for readily come forward and helping us in conducting the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So thank you very much. And from with this, I'll over to Manoj Pannada Garu, and I think he's sick with COVID positive. I think Kirtana will coordinate rest of the meeting. And thank you very much, one and all, for your cooperation in AP Innovation Society. And I express my sincere thanks to all the speakers, today's speakers, for their interest in participating in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Your words will be a lot to the people who are participating in today's meeting. Thank you very much once again. I'll be in the meeting, but the coordination will be done by the AP, our state partners, AP Innovation Society. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Really honored and really appreciate for being so instrumental in conducting this event and giving an opportunity to partner with APIS and for such a beautiful program in Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. We just wanted to be thankful for the APCOS, the state AP State Science and Technology Council Board. Now I'm sharing my presentation. So,
Okay.
So is it visible?
Yeah, it is visible, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Is it visible, team?
Yeah, visible, sir.
Yes,
It is
visible
visible.
అండి.
Yes, Manoj, you can
Manoj
proceed.
garu.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
very much.
audible.
Kitana?
Yeah, we can hear you and see the presentation also, Manoj. You can
Am I
proceed.
audible? Hello.
You're audible. You're very much audible, and the presentation is visible. You can proceed.
Okay. So Andhra Pradesh Innovation Society, after the bifurcation of the state, in 2016, AP has formed to nurture the innovation in the state and also to build a
Yes.
robust startup ecosystem.
Okay. Yeah, thank you.
To build a robust startup ecosystem and take care of the R&D in the state. So giving with this agenda, going forward, its vision is to innovate, incubate, and
Manoj, if I can take over if you. Is that okay?
yeah, I will add it. So its vision is to innovate, incubate, and invest. Like once they come with the innovation, we would incubate them in our facility and get them a investment through the schemes or venture capital investment or whatever the funds available to support the innovation. And the objectives would be we have a state government supported scheme in our policy. We call it as Accelerate Startups in Andhra Pradesh. It's a flagship startup scheme in the state. So once they are incubated for 6 months, they will undergo with this flagship scheme, and then they would be promoted to the investment or the next level of innovation. And as I said, to build a robust startup ecosystem in partnership with the stakeholders, like as we said, we have our own partners or the startup enablers. One such enabler we have is AIC SKU, Atal Incubation Center, SKU University. They are also part of this meeting today. And we are still in calendaring this pre-acceleration and acceleration programs. From this year, we would start with the pre-acceleration programs, and the mentorship and investor roadshows are being done in a small scale. And as we are going with the partners right now, from this year, it would be in a large scale. And the final thing, which CM sir's agenda, the Navaratnalu, the state welfare schemes, we are also bringing technology and whatever the innovation that can be done to implement the scheme, and also to get them more efficient. We are also conducting some boot camps and hackathons to get more efficient with the schemes. And this is the startup policy from 2020 to 23. One thing is we are trying to be a self-sustainable department. We are trying our things with the commercializations of the technologies and everything, and each establish an incubation center in each district. Like we wanted to promote rural innovation as much as possible, because we have a very huge rural belt and also the same way the primary city belt. So we are also focusing on the rural belt, for which we want people to be in their locality to be in the footsteps of the innovation. That's the reason we are going for a incubation center in each district. How exactly we are doing, we'll go with the next slides. And develop incubation enablers. The same, as I said, Atal Incubation Center is one enabler, and now we are going with the colleges to build the same. And in the next 4 years time, we wanted to establish 400 startups, incubate 400 startups, and mobilize a fund of 1,000 crore with the VC and private equity, which is achievable number in the long term. As startup India is always projecting with the same numbers. For 400, it's into 2.5 times. So and create a unicorn. The startup ecosystem is always like had a glamour with the unicorn. So we also focusing on to develop an unicorn. So our 5 pillars of APIs is shared infrastructure. As we have enablers, we have a shared infrastructure, and also our infrastructure is built in many ways. And also to have a accelerator and incubator programs, and the human capital that will be explained again in the next slides. And the funding part, we are working with the central government schemes to get the funding, and also the state is being allotted with the facilities, and also any as a state as a marketplace. So that is one way. And foreign relations, Kitna takes care of the complete foreign relations, and we have almost 4 countries right now collaborated, and we recently participated in the German Startup Week as a partner, and also in the Taiwan electric vehicle startup, where our startups has reached to the final stage, whereas we are still nurturing, and they are working on that. And the focus areas which we are working is e-literacy, definitely, which is CMS's major agenda. That is one thing which we have kept on a very priority basis. And agri-tech, as we are called rice bowl of the country, we are not focusing less on agri-tech. Health tech and medtech, as we have medical technology zone in our state, we are definitely not keeping it away. And industry 4.0 technologies, so AI, ML, and all the recent technologies that are the major focus of central government and also the state to nurture in a very efficient way of implementing the schemes. Animation and gaming, which today's generation is very much interested with animation, gaming, and entertainment. We are definitely not leaving it apart. Fintech is one thing where always it's never old and never bad with the technology. So we are not even getting out from the fintech. And the incentives which we provide is a 24-week Jumpstart program, as I have explained earlier. It's called ASAP. So if they come with the basic idea, we will make them to move to MVP. And if they come with the MVP, we will make them go for the funding part. And also, apart from that, we also have access to the NASCOM Center of Excellence on Industry 4.0 technology for 6 months free of cost, and for the access to the market reports and ecosystem partners for 24 weeks, that is again for 6 months. These are the 3 incentives which we provide. And apart from this, 2 seats in the incubation center are provided for free, and the remaining will be chargeable on the time to time basis. In the fulfillment till date, we have mentored many schools, including various schools and everything, with the Atal Tinkering to establish Atal Tinkering Labs. Right now, 1,040 schools were approved under the scheme, and 400 schools were sanctioned with the funds, and they have implemented Atal Tinkering Labs in their schools. And state-funded university, Sri Krishna Deva Raya University, was selected for Atal Incubation Center in rural development category, which is first to select in the south, and they have many other startups which are incubated in them, and IPO also filed. Then they are our major startup enabler as of now in the state. And we also, as we said, we also have a IoT center of Industry 4.0 Center of Excellence in NASCOM in Vizag, and we are also collaborated with Mighty to execute Tide 2.0 scheme, where we got 76 applications, and recently 4 startups. The cohort 1 with 4 startups has already onboarded into our incubation center. And these are the new initiatives. As I said, one thing is implementing the new policy, create an incubation cluster with the startup enablers and everybody. And we have designed the Jumpstart program. This is the old one. So getting access to the market analysis reports and getting connected with the other departments who can help with the startups if they are into manufacturing, and also the central government organizations and academia to provide state government itself as a marketplace to them. And the final one, integrated incubation network. This is like to establish, as I said, to establish incubation center in each district. So this, what we have done is we have conducted a program named Spine. With that program, we already had a collaboration with 25 colleges right now in the first drive. So we are working with the colleges, and we have 13 districts, and if you take 25, it's almost, we have 2 colleges in each district on an average. So the people who has innovation at their own place, they can approach these colleges and they can work over there, which indirectly working with Innovation Society. They need not walk into Innovation Society, or they need not walk into Vizag place, or wherever we have incubation center. They can be in their own district and own village, and they can work on the innovation from there itself, which is again supported by the Innovation Society. These are our offices right now. One in Guntur, that is the head office. The other one is the incubation towers in Visakhapatnam. The other is in Kakinada. Tirupati and Anantapur, we recently handed over to another department. So right now with Tirupati and Anantapur, we are still working on to get more space. These are the collaborations. Some have completed and some are still in pipeline. ISB, German Trade, and also Inc 42 were already achieved and remaining are under pipeline. And these are our, as I said, human resource to get the high quality industrial oriented education. We are already, if you see our diaspora and everything, we are all across the globe. We are recognized for our best technical skills. Till date, we have our great diaspora in the tech part. Yes, sir. As I said, the premier institutions right now we have is IIT, IIIT, IIM, and IISCR. And coming to higher education, the state higher education, we have 18 state universities, 346 engineering colleges, 400 management schools, and also 500 private and industrial training institutes. And we also have around 100 plus pharmacy colleges. And for the next gen skill set, we are already established a world class. We are to establish a world class IT skill universities in Vizag, which also works on AI, data analytics, and other emerging technologies. And we are first to have institute named International Institute and Digital Technologies, which is established in Tirupati, which majorly focuses on teaching this next gen skill set, the AI, data analytics, and the next generation technologies. Thank you. These are our mail IDs. Anytime you can just mail us, we would respond back and we would work according to the feasibilities. Thank you. It's now over to you. Hello.
Thank you,
Thank you
Manoj.
so much.
Thank
you so much,
in spite
Manoj.
of your sickness, you participated in today's Azadi Ka Amritotsav program. So it shows your interest towards towards our program as well as towards your institute. Thank you, one and all from APcast. Personally, I want to thank you because of your situation also you participated and you explained everything to the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Keitran, from now onwards, I won't involve. Just you can proceed.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for being on the call and giving our APIS an opportunity to sit through this and present our state's capabilities in terms of innovation and startup availability. I just have been able to gather some real good senior people who would be the anchor icons to kind of showcase and speak what is the potential of AP Innovation Society, the startups here, and what is the future holding for the startups in the land, and as a whole, what's happening in the global arena. I would request Professor K. Nagabhushan Raju to kind of introduce himself. If you can switch on your video. I think all speakers can switch on the video so that we can kind of see each other as we. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Good morning, Kirtana Garu. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Very much audible.
Yeah. So, good morning, everyone. With special reference to Dr. Y. Aparna Garu for those wonderful words in the beginning, and Mr. Manoj Pannada for giving a spotlight of the APIS activities, and all other distinguished guests present here. Anyway, my name is Professor K. Nagabhushan Raju. I'm basically a professor of instrumentation in Sri Krishna Deva Raya University. And the main special point of contact when it comes to Atal Incubation Center at Sri Krishna Deva Raya University, when we pitched for it in 2017, and got the Atal Incubation Center in the first phase of Atal Innovation Mission Niti Aayog. And Sri Krishnadevara University happens to be the Greenfield Atal Incubation Center established by Niti Aayog in the year 2017. And among the first 13 Atal Incubation Centers sanctioned by them. So till then, we have progressed well, and thanks to the support of AP Innovation Society right from the beginning. And we have been hand-holding a number of academic institutions, partnered with different industries, different companies, different technology enablers, different startup enablers, and we have a very good team of CEO, managers, and other supporting staff, coupled with a very good set of mentors, advisors, board of directors, and AIC Atal Incubation Center SKU University. AIC SKU, as we briefly call, is a Section 8 company registered with Ministry of Corporate Affairs in the year 2017, and we are a not-for-profit Section 8 company handling the Atal Incubation Center activities, be it their hand-holding the school students of Atal Tinkering Labs, and then hand-holding the students and faculty of all the college students in Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. And we have so far progressed quite comfortably in spite of the pandemic, and we have 24 startups with us, both virtual and physical, and we have built up a world-class incubation facility in Sri Krishnadevara University, and www.aic-sku.com is our website, and anybody can go through it, and we'll be happy to share any of our facilities, both virtually and physically. In fact, tomorrow we are organizing a 3rd annual Startup Jatara. Most of it is on virtual, and we are also having the physical interaction with the startups of all the partnership colleges which we have in the state. So because of the COVID pandemic, we have restricted it to a few participants, where the students are from different colleges are interacting with the startups. And this is what about is, and I shall be happy to share any further information in this regard based on the questions of Ms. Kirtana. Thank you very much.
That was very, very way to put across that. I think you summarized quite a lot of your efforts together in a single, a very short message. While you have been able to do that, I request Ms. Rama Venugopal ma'am, one of the senior and a person I go long back with, and to introduce herself, because the reason why I'm not doing the fall short of words about herself and introduce herself to the team.
Yeah. Good morning. Am I audible?
Very much, ma'am.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity to APIS to be part of this science festival and part of the celebrations. I'm Rama Venugopal. I am a management consultant, basically from Chennai. I head a 30-year-old organization called Value Added Corporate Services, and almost close to about 28 years into consulting and industry initiatives and industry work. Somehow I had the opportunity of working with startups and young entrepreneurs and innovators almost for about 10 to 12 years, and because I'm a member of TiE Chennai, and actually that is where I picked up my passion for working with startups and contribute a little towards mentoring them. 10-12 years ago, the scenario was totally different, and what we see now today in the last 4-5 years, the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem, the innovations ecosystem in the country is extremely vibrant, extremely, it's more agile, and the kind of innovations that we are seeing across the sectors and various sectors, the sector agnostic innovation hubs that are coming up, it's truly inspiring. And the way in which our startup innovations ranking is going up globally, and then how the states are competing with each other. This ecosystem was not there at least about 10-15 years ago, and now almost every state is trying to create a vibrant ecosystem and strengthen the ecosystem. The kind of appetite and the hunger that we see in the young minds today to be on their own and to create something on their own, to develop something on their own, to nurture their idea and then come out with a product or a solution, and then the hunger and appetite that they show to take this to the market and to ensure that the solutions they meet the unmet needs of the marketplace. Because however, in the industrial ecosystem, somehow the focus on R&D, the focus on innovations, the focus on new product development, it was not vibrant in the industrial ecosystem. Somehow the businesses stopped focusing on R&D, the businesses stopped focusing on creating new products, and almost for about 3 decades, there is a slowdown in that space. And that void for innovation, the creativity to come out with new solutions is actually taken up by the young minds. And Atal Incubation centers and the Atal Tinkering hubs that are set up in schools help those young minds to be caught at a very young age, because we need to catch them young and to lay the foundation for innovations, to be an innovator, to be a creator, to be an entrepreneur. So we have to catch them young right from the school stage, and then it will percolate to a college level, and then even when they are at a workplace, the constant hunger should be there to come out with some solutions, some innovation. There are huge gaps at the marketplace, even in the industrial business scenario, and those gaps have got to be addressed. There are a lot of problem statements at the marketplace which need solutions, which are affordable, and consumers will have access to all those things. It's very inspiring. Yeah.
Ma'am, you beautifully set the context for this panel discussion. I think, so I think I should take the first question. What motivates you to succeed as a mentor?
To see the startups, when I see them, with the bright ideas, and then lot of passion, and then, their obsession to convert their idea into a product or a solution. And then you see, I also see their struggles, and then struggles with commercialization. I have seen failures, I have seen successes, and I have seen all this from close quarters. And I have seen startups who don't give up even after a couple of ventures, and then see, for them success is not just majority of the startups, many startups, success is not just making money or just increase their valuations and things like that. For them, just to see that their idea gets converted into a product, and then it's being used by the marketplace. When you see this, you still want to be part of this, continue to contribute your fair share. And it's not an easy job or role to be a mentor, because a mentor has to be on a 24/7 unlearn, relearn, and learning exercise, and upskilling ourselves, understand the market needs, understand policies, understand regulations, understand the go-to-market requirements. So no mentor can go as horizontal as possible. Some of us have to restrict ourselves to our respective domains, and in my focus is always on helping them with the go-to-market and the go-to-market focus. And this is what I've been kind of restricting myself, and that's where I can contribute a little. And it's very encouraging, and even for us, there is a sense of satisfaction that we are able to contribute something to the ecosystem and helping to nurture these young minds. And that's how it is. Maybe something keeps going because when we see them become successful after all the struggles.
Good, ma'am. So, Dr. Nagbhushan Garu, when do you feel we should infuse this kind of entrepreneurship in the students? I mean, what is your opinion as such?
Good morning, madam. Is that question to me?
Yes, sir. Dr. Nagabhushan, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Will you please come again, madam?
Okay, so this is about when do you feel, we should infuse entrepreneurship in the education itself, in the system itself.
Yeah. In fact, that's a very good question, madam. As Rama madam was telling, there is definitely no age gap for innovation and entrepreneurship. In fact, we have been hand-holding around 3 batches of school students from adult tinkering labs, 2019, 2020, and 2021. In each batch, we trained nearly 12 students from 3 different schools. And they were literally 8th standard, 9th standard, and one of them has created a GPS-based toll gate system, which has won the prize from Russian government in the year 2019. The GPS-based toll gate system. So literally, there is no age gap in order to expose them to innovation and entrepreneurship. And then the only drawback is in our system. We are not teaching the school children basically the concepts of innovation and entrepreneurship when they are younger. We are not actually catching them young, as Rama madam was telling. So that's one thing which we missed. And at least now, thanks to our Honorable Prime Minister, who has come up with a very big plans of declaring this decade as a startup or entrepreneurial decade. 20 to 30 is going to be India's, and we have already proved in 2021, India has produced 41 or 46 unicorns. And 22 and 23, we will be having many, many more. And definitely we have started. And this particular evolution will definitely go. And all that I request from the higher education institutions in the state, or for that to be specific, is please make your students think out of the classroom instead of out of the box. Let me coin the word out of the classroom. Please bring them out of the classrooms and create idea squares, idea platforms. Now, we used to call them as open air theaters. And let us, we at Sri Krishna Deva Raya University have created an idea square. If you see our website, where an open air facility where 300 students in a 3-tier system can sit and watch the presentation of anyone, whether they are the school children or startups and these kind of things. So my sincere answer for your question is basically there is no absolutely age gap where you can catch. The sooner you catch, in fact, I'll share you the experience of a 3rd standard student who is working on IoT applications to agriculture. A 3rd standard student, and that is the innovative capability. And we are talking about students of engineering, masters, PhD students. You can imagine, literally. So that's absolutely there is no age. The sooner we catch, the better for the country, madam.
Beautiful, sir. I'm going to shift gears and take you to from the campus to the corporate. Right now, I introduce Mr. Kiran Reddy, CEO of Promotions in APITA, which is the nodal agency for electronic and IT promotion in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Mr. Kiran Reddy, I request you. Sir. While we are trying to get Mr. Kiran Reddy, I think I'll also introduce Dr. B.K. Sahu, a very, very active.
I'm so sorry, Kirtana. Sorry, no, I was talking in the mute. That was my mistake. So, hello everyone. Yeah, this is Kiran. Hope I'm audible. Yeah.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah. I do have coming to my background, I do have proper software development implementations with the clients, and also giving the support for the clients, and also participated in the startup innovations, right? So I do have proper engaging the team right from the thoughts, innovations, making them as a real time and all, right? Having the experience in both the ways, like, both ends, like the real world and also the innovative world, right? Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, the innovation is always the better part, as we are you are like who have been the part of the innovation, right? They are the, like, drivers for the future, like, in terms of technology, in terms of the, like, living standards, whatever it is, right? So there is no limit for the, innovation. So there is always scope for the innovation, like, by basing of the current mechanism and technology, right? So and also there is a big scope for the in terms of employment, the revenue generation and all, right, for the innovation side. So I mean, like, we can think in both ways, like the job opportunity and also the creativity and also revenue generation, right? So there is a lot of scope for innovation, what I feel like. And again, like, I'm so happy that, like, in India, especially the, incubation centers, like, there are a lot of, good incubation centers where the real ideas, thoughts are coming up.
Beautiful, sir. I think you just have to bring Dr. B.K. Sahu. He's been a very, very vibrant personality within the system here and been supportive in terms of representing NRDC. We also have an official MOU with NRDC in terms of supporting patents and trademarks and creating IP repository in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Dr. B.K. Sahu, if you can join us and say a few words.
Yeah. Thank you, Kirtana. Let me congratulate all of you. Azadi ka Amrit Mahotsav. Let's join and make the difference. Celebrate the dream of Mahatma Gandhi. Today is, I think, 75th years of our innovation. Am I audible, Kirtana?
Yeah, very much, sir. You're audible. I request all the speakers to come on a video quickly, please.
Yeah, I'm a public relative, so I'm here at my home at quarantine. So since you have given me time, and certainly being an Indian, my role as a officer working in innovation sector, I will give you some of my observation and our role and also our effort. Since I wanted to tell you, India needs badly manufacturing innovation system. We are completely lacking and we are much more behind that. Recently, I had been to many European countries under the Danida Fellowship. When I visited, we are lacking behind many things, although we have an ecosystem. Our ecosystem are not enabling. We need to change our behavior towards entrepreneurship. Because if you'll see, and since I am also representing a Government of India organization, at the same time I represent Technology Innovation Support Center. We must have to look, we have to change mindset in the changing paradigm of innovation ecosystem. India is 46 ranks globally in the innovation index. We have, I think, largest number of innovation center. But if you see, and today India is the second largest populated country in the world, and we have many challenges at frontier stage, particularly in the strategic issue. Our import on technology is very, very high. Our IPR protection is very, very low. India is the country, no position we have. Sometimes we feel bad when we represent at international ecosystem. So my urge and my to all my stakeholders and also my friends, we must have to introspect. At the same time, we should also enjoy. When I came from Delhi and sitting at Visakhapatnam, at the time the ecosystem was different, and also we did our best in cutting the dot and helping MSME, startup, industry, academia in protecting their IP free of cost from patent, trademark, design, copyright. And today, this institution create a benchmark and also receive a national award from Government of India. So nothing that we are doing great thing, but I wanted to appeal to all and to our people that we must have to collaborate. Everyone are special. Everyone have something special, and we need to connect, collaborate, and cooperate, because this is the thing we are lacking today. What one institution doing, another is not doing. Nobody knows. And for a startup, even since we are joined with many startups whom we are providing technology, because we have a largest repository of technology from various our CSIR, because we are the CSIR organization. We have technology, we have transferring technology, providing holding support, business intelligence support, and also giving an innovation readiness process and product so that the technology goes to the market. It should be a consumer innovation readiness level. Second, many of the startups in this August forum, I would like to inform you that violating intellectual property right. And for a startup going to litigation, it is most dangerous in fighting the court case, particularly in the IPR violation. And that India is facing at global level, and we have seen special 301 provision. And AP, particularly Andhra Pradesh, the beautiful ecosystem of Innovation Valley has created impact. Certainly, we are here, our presence, our collaboration, our networking with international agency, UN agency, we are gear up, and also I am grateful that in this ecosystem, we have also joined with APCOST, because APCOST is something our Science and Technology Department, since I am also coming from Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. So it is a time where Innovation Conclave has taken a lead role. It is our collective duty and also responsibility to create an enabling ecosystem at our institution so that our institution can be organized to the market, society, and the people. That enabling ecosystem is need of the hour. Although we have infrastructure, we have everything, but enabling ecosystem is lacking, and that is the one of bottleneck today. We need to understand and also make a strategy of innovation, particularly the IP, because IP is crucial for startup, because startup do not have the money, only their idea, and how we are capturing value from that idea and also extracting value of that idea and validating that idea into a technology readiness level to a innovation readiness level is important. Thank you, Kitana, for giving me this opportunity, and also thank you all, and God bless you. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sahu. I think, we just have beautifully brought together very important people who are really making a difference here. There are a lot of startups and also government officials here who are very keen on trying to develop the R&D and the innovation and also industry collaboration, because there are four stakeholders, the industry, the government, the startups themselves, and also the supporting agencies, along with right from the academia to associations and institutions like NRDC. I think I request all four of you to kind of drop in a word of what can be done better, immediately workable, and also doable. Let's come up with at least a couple of pointers that you all want to bring about.
Can I give you 2 minutes, because I have to take a medicine? Please allow me. So I will just submit 2 points.
Yes.
First of all, if we want to indicate and give statistic ahead to Andhra Pradesh as a innovative country as per the India Innovation Index, I will urge all the institutions, urge all the university and ecosystem to manage the IP, respect the IP, leverage the IP, and protect the IP. Certainly, that will give the momentum of the nation in the nation growing AP as a innovative country in the IP. Because intellectual property is nothing but innovation. As per the Patent Act, you can see the definition itself. So first, we should have the IP strategy for everyone, because IP strategy plays a very important role for an organization. The way we talked about University of Oxford or University of Stanford University or Silicon Valley, all are IP. So that bringing Lakshmi and Saraswati together is nothing but bring academia and industry together. And that's our role and mandate. And I think in the recent time, we transfer around 37 technology for strategic use of the nation from the academic institution. And today, those professors who are working on that came out with a technology for a certain level of technology, readiness level up to 4. We make it into a next level, technology commercialization level, and making innovation to transferable to the industry, and that industry giving an indigenized technology to the nation and creating job opportunity and entrepreneurship. So we have largest number of engineering college in Andhra Pradesh ecosystem. How we can capture the IP, how we can coordinate and protect that IP, and also change the mindset towards IP, because we must have to accept we are in the global arena of IPR under the WTO. We are in the monopoly ecosystem. China is #1 globally, ahead than US, Japan, and Germany. We are nowhere at all. It is the time, and time will say our challenges are much more, and we may not be forgive ourselves, and that's the sustainable development goal. How we can ourselves contribute something for our people, so that next generation can also recognize us. That kind of momentum we create. First to protect, then publish, and that's our secretary, in fact, Dr. Moselkar talks about. First to protect, whatever it may be, startup must have to protect first, because that is your intangible asset. Tomorrow, if you are violating, there will be an infringement, and you will be lost everything in credibility, credential. In fact, in university ecosystem, you know, plagiarism, infringement, IPR violations are rampant today. Many of the vice chancellor caught in plagiarism lost their job. So IPR is not only a legal issue, it is a techno-legal and also issues for ornamentation that beautify the institution. So my urge all of you, we are there to help you, and we are also bearing the cost for filing all IP free of cost to the startup. And some of the startup who have joined today, we are also bearing their cost, and also the processing, and also some of the nitty-gritty we are bearing. And today they are making us proud, nation proud, and with their invention and creativity. And that's today I am proudly saying we can make the difference if we will collaborate. Thank you, Kirtana. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Sahu. Protect and publish. That is very, very I think the key words that he's giving us to mull upon. I think immediately I need to transfer to Mr. Kiran Reddy, because Kiran Reddy, sir, I think you can take over from where he lives. After protecting and publishing, what next for the industry? So you're muted.
I'm sorry again. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, the first, request from my side is like, we need to, definitely work together with both the institutions where the thoughts and ideas comes from, and also the industries, like, where they have capacity in terms of, like, fulfilling that, thought comes to the reality, right? So, like, APIS should, act as a, intermediate, the coordinator between, like, institutes, the, like, the manpower, and also the industries closely, like, clubbing together. And, India got, like, lot of, like, the skilled resources, right, and also very, very good, knowledgeable institutes, right, and at the same time, like, good investors as well. Everyone eyes, like, especially for the software development, like, everyone knows that, like, India proven that, like, India has that capacity for, any sort of software development. In the same way, like, we need to think that, like, the innovation part, right? Innovation part, we need to like, come up with in a bigger way to show a world that, like, India got that, the good innovation capacity as well, right? So that, like, we can attract the international audience, like investors, to invest in us, and share their thoughts, and make their thoughts into reality, with our support. So there is definitely a bigger scope for like, growth in this innovation scope. I'm sure, like, we are doing the job, and again, like, the knowledge is, like, it's always there is a scope for improvement in the knowledge, right? Like, by sharing each other. So, I mean, what I would like to say is, like, there is a scope learning from the industry for the innovation, and at the same time, vice versa. Like, industry can learn certain things from innovation society.
Beautiful.
So that is one thing.
Thank you, Mr. Kiran Reddy. I think it's beautifully he summarized it. It is basically educate and execute. So that's the keywords that we really need to take from your message. That really summarizes the entire journey that a startup needs to go through from an academia to be relevant and implement. Thank you so much, Mr. Kiran Reddy. Over to Rava Venugopal ma'am, your closing remarks on what needs to be done and what is your message as a mentor and as a veteran in the industry, touching upon every single stakeholder of the ecosystem.
I feel the convergence has to happen, collaboration has to happen between academia, industry, and innovators. Actually, this link is missing, and Dr. Sahu said, print and publish. Now there is an IPR, there is a it's an IPR protected solution or an idea. Now, who will use these technologies? Who are the users? Okay, it should be either industry or any other key stakeholder at the marketplace. The convergence between an innovator's ecosystem and the academia connect is also industry connect is also missing, which is very critical. That is why even at a policy level, there are discussions and debates that are happening, and at a policy level, they are trying to integrate all these three, because a lot of innovations are happening inside the academic institutes or some outside the academic institutes also. If academia and this innovators ecosystem and industry can collaborate and work together, that's an excellent strategy, and that will take care of all the requirements. And today there are solutions, there are startups with good solutions, but then when it comes to procuring this and then utilizing or making use of these products and services, the users are the industry. The industry should be made aware of what solutions are available, what technology is available. There's no repository available anywhere. Very rarely, at least now, DBT, DST, some of these platforms have to really create a strong repository of the innovations that are available in the country to be used by the industry or various other stakeholders. It's all lying scattered everywhere, and most often the industry says we don't know what's available, we are not aware. So a nice convergence, a collaboration between these three hubs, will result in wonders.
Beautiful. Come together and collaborate. I think that's the new way that we can even go ahead, because that is where we fill each other's gap. We need you and you need us back. So
Absolutely.
I think, so it's coming together is the key mantra. Dr. Nagabhushan sir, I think your closing remarks, and then we will move on to some of the startups of the land to present their journey. So you're muted.
Yeah, ultimately, we should come to an action plan that can happen only. The Government of India has given us the Innovation and Startup Policy 2019, which is coupled with the National Education Policy 2020. We are lucky that both of these policies have come after a very, very, very long time, and it is time for all the higher educational institutions to take a cue from both the policies and implement those policies in those higher education. I agree with all the speakers that definitely anything can be done. All the brains, all the minds are in higher education institutions. Unless we tap them, unless we make them, expose them to the problems of the society, problems of the community, and make them, empower them to come out with these solutions, and then we can get more number of IP rights, more number of startups, more number of innovations, all this. So for this, all the higher education institutions, sorry to say this, are too busy in placing them in different service companies. Unfortunately, the cream, barring the premier institutions, the cream of students from most of the engineering colleges, most of the colleges are going and landing in service-based companies, where a survey says 95% of the students that are landing in service-based companies are not satisfied with their job, and they are not able to come out because of the employment and all these things. So it's high time, basically, for all the higher education institutions to shift the gear, come out of this placement phobia, at least expose at least 10% of your students towards innovation and entrepreneurship. Establish incubation centers in all the things. It doesn't cost much to set up an incubation center in every higher education institution. You don't need any external funding. As per the innovation and startup policy of the Government of India, it just requires less than 0.5% of their total budget of the higher education institution. Even with 10 lakhs, they can comfortably set up a co-working space and a place where the students can pitch their ideas to for the problems of the community or the society or the nation for that matter. So if every higher education institution can do this particular bit, naturally we will be doing what all the speakers are saying. We will be, but the onus is on the higher education institution, schools and higher education institutions. And I think I request the APIS and AppCast for your wonderful initiative of organizing this particular thing. Please move a bit forward and encourage the higher education institutions, motivate them to set up innovation facilitation center. Already Government of India, MIC, Ministry of Education Innovation Council, have set up. There are thousands of institutional innovation councils in every higher education institution. But what they are doing ultimately is conducting a seminar, conducting a webinar, and there it ends up. And there is no taking forward from that level. And that is where, if every institute has an incubation center and take them to the incubation center and connect them to the mentors, connect them to the industry partners, and that is where I think the AP Innovation Society will be leveraging their role in realizing ultimately the whatever our Prime Minister says, that this decade is going to be the startup decade for the country. And he has also given us the hint that January 16th he has declared as the startup day for the country. And let us start from that day onwards. And I appreciate the efforts of AP Innovation Society and Appcast for very ably thinking of this particular initiative. And if you do that bit, also integrating all the institutional innovation centers, integrating all the incubation centers of the colleges in the state, definitely will go a long way in realizing the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, that's all my closing remarks.
That's a very, very strong voice which says higher education, hurry up. So I think, we are left with no other choice. Let's work together and let all institutions come together. That's a beautiful panel. I'm sure, we really appreciate the thoughts of all you people. It was an honor to have you all on behalf of APIs and AppCos, and I think the thoughts just resonate, and you're all part of the committee that the state has incubated to set up and guide and mentor and coach some of the startups to go forward in the state. Thank you so much for being on the panel. I request all the speakers to kind of, just give a, probably I think do a pay it forward in any format that you can. With the panel going forward, collaborate and come together, throw us ideas. We would be more than happy to kind of listen to you all. Thank you so much. Until I meet you all again on another program or any of the opportunity that we get to collaborate. I really appreciate all the speakers for their time, because especially some of them are really sick and then still here. While we close the panel, I request Dr. Sahu to kind of stress again before we take over the startups to tell their showcase and showcase the journeys. I request Dr. Sahu to kind of tell us what has been contributed in the land in terms of IP and what has been their role. Startups, I request you to be ready to line up.
Okay, thank you, Kirtana. Let me tell you, because startup is something as small entities. He doesn't have the money. Only the ornament he is having is the intangible asset, that is intellectual property, maybe a patent, maybe a trademark, maybe a design, maybe copyright, because these are the intangible asset, and this plays an important role. If you see Fortune 500 companies, all their IP asset are more important than their tangible asset. When there is a merger and acquisition of any company's IP asset evaluated. So since I come to my quantitative role here, we have supported, I think, more than 400 IP in various startup, MSME, industry, academia in Andhra Pradesh. Commercialize and transfer more than 50 technology, and that technology are defense, strategic technology, including food, many other tracing, testing, treating of COVID-19 technology. We have given seed funding to many academic institutions in the product development for scale up, validation, regulatory support, market intelligence, BDP, and also most important is transferring the technology. And that is important. Why we are filing IP? If we have a IP, we can also cross license that IP. That kind of connectivity is important, collaboration is important, and also trust. And we have to keep that binding factor, and respect with each other is very important in entrepreneurship. And other than this, we have created an ecosystem of international program with various United Nations organizations. We organize at Visakhapatnam, we organize some of the university in Andhra Pradesh, although we are doing across the country. But most important program what we are doing is academia industry collaboration. In 2019, Honorable Vice President of India inaugurated Academia Industry Connect at Visakhapatnam. Recently, we organized Academia Industry Conclave at Visakhapatnam, where Kirtana and I think 6-7 Vice Chancellor also joined. The impact of this program is that the leadership can take a message that kind of enabling ecosystem we are going to develop, so that we can be an ornament today. And today, number of private institutions are ornament, particularly in the entrepreneurship sector. So we need to change our mindset. We have to change our attitude. We have to think for collaboration, because everyone are special. Everyone has knowledge. Everyone has credential. Because एक होता है अकेला होता है, दो होता है साथ में, लेकिन पांच होता है तो मुट्ठी होता है. And this is important for the nation. एक साथ जोड़ना है, local for vocal होना है. Recently, I would like to tell you, I went to various country, European country 2 months back. I took Panduru Khadar, and I presented each guest at Panduru Khadar at international level. And some of the photograph you will happy to see that create the role AP product also. I mean, that is local for vocal, and that is the internationalization of our community and society in the geographical indication of goods like Araku coffee, Bikaner Pachampalli, Tirupati Ladu. That's kind of, because you know, Mysore is a place given 1 lakh entrepreneurship in the country. Mysore sandal, Mysore agarbatti. So that is important today. That kind of ecosystem we need to develop. And Araku Valley today, you have seen Kirtana on that day, how some of the startups are doing excellent, for which we are proud, and also state is proud. And certainly that is our collaboration.
Absolutely, Dr. Sahu. Absolutely, Dr. Sahu. In fact, you know, we have some of the startups of the land lined up to speak about their journey. Thank you so much for all your contribution. We were supposed to join by AMTZ representation and also from Exim Bank. However, because of the you know, things that are going around and due to health conditions, they could not turn up. They sent a regret just in the last minute. We're really sorry about that, but hope they recover very soon. Appreciating all your efforts, I move on to the startups right now. I call upon the representation from Kuppam Electron Solution. May I have the speaker on?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, can you keep the you know, a journey very brief, and you know, because we're really on a short of time right now, so if you can just keep a short brief and move on to the next person and let us know. Can you switch on your video, please? That's fine with.
I'm just trying to own it, but it is not.
No problem. No problem. You go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ajay Kumar Reddy, and this is one of my colleagues joined here. He's Dr. Nanda Kishore. So we are representing a company called Kuppam Electro Solutions. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
No. That's okay. You can just speak about your journey. That's fine.
Okay, thank you. So today here we are here to express our journey as an entrepreneur. So we represent Kuppam Electro Solutions. We have manufactured a product called Live Detector, and this is our team: Dr. Kodan Ramaya, Nanda Kishore, Ramesh, Ajay Kumar Reddy, and Rithin. It's our startup is basically a mixture of both faculty as well as students. So we have founded this startup in last year. We are incubated with Untitled Incubation Center. we are faculty representing Kuppam Engineering College, and our customer is WWF India. So these are a few milestones which our company has gone through in the last one and a half year process. So we have incorporated our startup in February 2020. So we got incubated in March 2020, but we received our first order from WWF India in July 2020. So we are kind of a startup where we know our customers right from the start. We manufacture the product based on the requirements of our customer. So instead of manufacturing the product and looking for a customers into the market, we were lucky, I could say we were lucky enough, or we were fortunate enough. We know our customer right from the day one and what they require from us. So we have registered with DPAAT, and we have delivered our first product to WWF India in March 2021. Recently, we have been awarded a silver medal in Indonesian Innovators Day in Bali, Indonesia. So what is our product is all about? So we got this idea in an innovation challenge, which was conducted by both AAC SKU as well as WWF India in June 2019. So they had a problem like when the forest department guards went on for patrolling. So unfortunately, a few of them have tragic death because of electrocution, because of the live wires which were laid by the farmers to kill these wild animals. So when they were moving on the patrolling, these forest guards have got electrocuted because of these live wires. So they have given this challenge in 2019. So our faculty and student team have participated in that. So we have, based on that challenge and the statement, we have developed a product called Live Wire Detector. So for whom it is useful? So this product is useful for all the frontline staff who is working in forest areas, especially in tiger reserves or national parks. And it can also be used by electricians, because there is always a leakage of a power supply in the wires. Maybe in the rainy seasons, we can see when people touch, there is always a chance that because of electrical leakage, lots of electrician problems might find. So when we touch an electrical pole, there is always a chance that we might get electrocuted, right? So this can also be used by common people to detect the electrical leakage in the homes also. So this is our first prototype based on the challenge which we have developed. We came up with the variable model as well as the handheld model. And we have taken around 6 months to develop this first variable and walkie-talkie model. We went to Madhya Pradesh, and on December 17, 2019, we have tested it in the real field itself. So the range was around 5 meters. So you can detect a live wire in your vicinity within around 5 meters of range. And once it gets detected, the device starts alerting the people, saying that there is a live wire open. You can get, it starts giving alert to the people so that the person cannot step on the live wire. So on stage 2, after the refinements or after the suggestions which were given by WWF officials on what they want, so we have increased the detection range from 5 meters to 10 meters so that the people can get alerted at a longer distance itself. So based on that feedback, we have come out with a second iteration, and we have developed a model which is comfortable for the persons who can carry for a patrolling base. So in the stage 3, we have come out with the final design of the LWD as per the requirements of WWF officials and the forest guards inputs. So these are our specifications. We can detect the live wire around 10 meters of range. The product is of handheld. You can see here, it is easy. You will have the person who is operating will have a comfort levels on holding the device for a long amount of time. And the features are, it is a battery powered and easy to portable, use and safe also. It is always easy to use because all the options you can see on the front end of the product. So the major applications, like you can detect the live wires which is out in the open. You can detect all the active live wires which is there, and you can avoid the threats of electrical shock or expulsions and caused by electronic shocks. So this is our brief journey. We started off in May 2019 with a problem identification given by ACSKU as well as WWF. Later, the first prototype was developed in December 2019, which we tested in Bandhavgarh Tiger Reserve in Madhya Pradesh. And after testing, we have come out with a second iteration. Again, send it back to WWF officials for their feedback once again. By March 2020, we come out with the first commercialization. In March 2021, we have delivered it to the WWF officials. So these are our target customers. So far we have restricted our product to WWF officials, and we are coming out with a fourth iteration, which is decreasing the size of the product and making it more intelligent, so that we can give it a try to the electricity board or real estate people for their work. And so far we have been tied up with WWF and government agencies to sell our product. Future, we wanted to come out with e-commerce and direct marketing. So this is our fundraising status. So at the start, with the help of Newgen IDC, we have invested around 2 lakh rupees for developing the initial prototype and the first stage product. And later we have taken a soft loan from ASC SKU, around 3 lakhs amount we have taken from them for the second and third iterations, and to launch our production of the device. And now we have delivered 100 units for WWF India, which was worth of 4 lakh rupees. And this is our contact information. You can see us in www.kesworld.com, or you can write us a mail in kespl.kpm@gmail.com. Thank you so much for everyone. I thank all the organizers and ASC SKU for giving us a chance to explain our brief journey.
Thank you so much. I request Saf Automations to come on present next.
A very good afternoon to all the esteemed panelists and everybody present over here. I'm Ali Asgar Kalkatawala from Saf Automations. Am I audible to all?
Ali, you have to be a little louder.
Okay, fine. Well, so can I start my presentation?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
8 cents, be lined up next, please.
Is my screen visible to all? Is my screen visible to all? I just want the feedback on that.
No, we don't see your screen.
Okay. Just a second. Yeah, is it visible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Is it visible? Yeah, fine. A very good afternoon once again to all the people present over here for this meeting. We are basically from Safe Automation Services, and we have developed India's first unmanned surface vehicle, which is aimed at basically saving life, and it's a battery-powered, self-propelled lifebuoy. When we think of life, and when we look at the cost of life, it is far beyond what insurance company can repay or what a doctor would be able to, reimburse something with that. And taking the fact that, when we are looking at drowning deaths, nearly 30,000 people die in India due to drowning. And our dear Vizag itself has seen more than 480 deaths over the last 10 years. This is, which is as per the records, but in actual, it will be more than that. Coming up to a solution to have a situation wherein drowning can be, prevented, we have come up with SAFSES. This product is a battery-powered, self-propelled lifebuoy, and in event of a person being, when you see a person who is drowning, this craft can be put into the water. The lifebuoy can be deployed in the water, and with the help of remote, it can be steered to the person in distress. We have been, nurtured under the AP Innovation Society since the last 3 years, from 2018 onwards, and this particular product has been supported by the Ministry of Defense under the IDEX program, resonating the Honorable PM's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat. product Lifebuoy has been designed under the project definition statement of the Indian Navy. Coming to this stage today has taken us nearly 3 years of hard work and more than 21 design iterations, 700 hours of testing, and 173 years plus of experience from the different team members of our team. Now we are at the stage wherein the product has been accepted by the Indian Navy. They have placed an order for 180 units. The design has been approved by the DRDO and also has got the CE approval. We're also working with the Asian Disaster Preparedness Center and the World Bank for Himachal Pradesh State Disaster Management Authority. And we very strongly believe in within our team, and a very strong thought process which we always have is, even if one life we are able to save with our product, all our effort of these 3 years and all this toiling and hard work is repaid. We have got the honor of presenting our product to the Honorable Prime Minister at the Defense Expo, to the Honorable Raksha Mantri at different occasions like Navy Day and Aero India Show. We have been able to display this to our State Tourism Minister and the State IT Ministers and a number of other dignitaries as we have moved ahead in our journey of this development. Wonderful support received from APIs, and when I say APIs, what comes in my mind is basically a money plant. And why do I say that? Is a money plant is very beautiful and it adds to the fauna and the greenery of the place where it is put. Similarly is the idea for a startup. It adds greenery to the place where it is. But how does a money plant grow? It needs a support. And without that support, the fauna of that money plant will not be coming out. That is what APIS has done for us and is continuously doing for us. And for our startups over here based at Rushikonda's AP Innovation Society Innovation Valley, we have got tremendous support from APIS right from the journey we started in 2018. And since our product is not, software kind of a product, it's a product which requires, hardware. It's a combination of hardware, electronics, and it has to be physically done and made, especially in the times of COVID, when the whole world had shut down for everything. API has gracefully, under COVID protocols, given us the permission also to continue our work slow and steadily with our team. And that wouldn't have been, the product coming to the stage of readiness wouldn't have been possible if we had lost that 6 to 9 months in COVID. So that is a wonderful support even at that time they had given us, when at that time everything was shut down. And even now also for our product, as we are moving into commercialization, we are doing that from our place at APIS itself also. So that is a wonderful support for a hardware-based startup, a mechanical-based startup which is having a mechatronic product, which has been extended to us. Apart from that, we are working with Mazgaon Docs. NRDC is giving us support, Accelerate, and a lot of other support has come out throughout our journey. And it's a very small presentation, and I would like to show a video of our product if the time permits, ma'am.
I'm short of time, Ali. So we'll have to move on to the next one.
Fine. So that has been a wonderful journey.
But you can share it in the chat. Share it in the chat if you have a link to that. People can access it.
I will do that. Fine. I will do that, ma'am. So that is all I would like to say. And I would like to really continue to be a part of APIs, not just as a startup, but yes, in whatever way I can, or as a company, we can contribute by, giving more support or moral support to other startups and, moving ahead in the whole startup scenario. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Ali. I request 8 Cents to speak a few words on the journey.
Yeah, hello. A very good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. First of all, kudos to Kopam Electronics and Safe Automations for the wonderful work that they have been doing. And I wish a very happy new year to everyone. For the past 2 years, we have lost our closed ones, and we have face many challenges, but I'm sure that this year will hit back hard and will bounce back stronger. And I thank AP Innovation Society for giving this opportunity and a forum to share my startup journey with everyone. And my startup, to introduce myself, my name is Uday Kumar, and I'm the founder and CEO of 8sense Technologies. And I'm a 2018 IT graduate from IIIT Vadodara. So my journey into the startup ecosystem started in 2015 when I was a second year undergrad student. And because I was very fascinated with the thought of running my own venture one day. And since then, I have been working on various startup ideas. And finally, I decided to work upon vehicular technology to improve vehicle safety in India from mid 2017. And post 6 months, I was lucky enough to be selected for a social innovation program at Digital Impact Square, which is a TCS Foundation initiative at Nasik. And there I was given a team and a bigger problem statement to improve road safety in India. And then I realized that the earlier problem statement that I was working on the vehicle safety was just a subset of road safety, and I got something bigger to work upon. And that's how my journey with 8sense started in January 2018. And during this time, I learned a lot about user interactions, user research, and how do we build processes to understand the ecosystem better. And today, 8sense is working towards improving two-wheeler rider safety in India through deep tech and data science. So as you probably already know that India has the highest number of road fatalities in the world, and among which 35% of the accidents contribute to only two-wheeler riders. And if I talk about the age group, it's a very young age group of 15 to 35, which contributes to more than 60% of the accidents. And that is when we thought of working a little bit closer with the user interactions to know more about the problem statement. And based on our research, we narrowed it down to two-wheelers specifically, and we started our journey through that. So if I talk about the existing measures today in India that are being taken, it is through a 3E approach, which is engineering, enforcement, and education. And the fourth one is emergency services, which comes into the post-accident phase. So we started researching about the 3E approach. And if we talk about these 3Es, starting with engineering, so engineering improvements are today based on the fact to a response to an accident or timely maintenance or public complaints. And now if I talk about the enforcement, it is very difficult to monitor the enforcement level in the cities due to lack of resources and apparatus, as well as the ratio of government personnel towards the citizen. And education is one of the most important factor in creating awareness. But however, the counseling and training sessions that are being given are not customized according to age groups and driving behavior. And we believe that everyone has a different thinking, and everyone has a different driving behavior. So which actually gave us a lot of insights into the psyche of different individuals. And hence we believe that India has a very huge potential to engineer its infrastructure, and through the data derived from the actual drivers in the ecosystem. And hence it was very important for us to create a solution which actually adds value to each one of the stakeholders in the ecosystem. And we created multiple pilots. We failed forward and we learned many of those things through our pilots initially. So we created a mobile application which captures and quantifies the riding behavior of the riders using overspeeding and usage of phone while riding. And this was the first pilot that we did in the month of November 2018 with TCS Mumbai and TCS Chennai. They have an initiative called Safety First for their employees. And we conducted this pilot with 50 users. And based on the pilot, then we got to know that only these parameters are not sufficient to understand the riding behavior. And that's when we pivoted, we researched a little bit more and to understand the psyche of the individuals with across different age groups. And some of the insights which came of our research when we spoke to youngsters guys used to say that bike is a social quotient for them, and that's why they don't like to wear helmets, because if they have a costly bike, why would they want to wear a helmet? So because they love to show off with their bike sometimes. And for example, and sometimes and another interesting fact that came out of our interviews was a girl who was very insecure of the poor lighting conditions on a vacant road tends to speed up, and it's not her natural tendency to speed up. It was because of those poor lighting conditions and absence of street lights on that particular road. So we understood that how external factors can also influence the riding behavior of the individuals, and it's hello everyone.
Yeah, they continue from where you left.
Yeah, sorry, I think there was some internet issue. Yeah, so I was saying that we also realized that how external conditions, external factors also influence the riding behavior, and that's when we started aggregating different technology components to understand the behavioral patterns of the riders. And we included them in our mobile application, which actually creates a detailed riding analytics and nudges the user through behavioral analytics, and helps them improve their riding behavior. And we also gamified the mobile application in terms of rewards and recognition, wherein the youngsters are very interested to have a positive competition among themselves, because especially when it comes to youngsters, they have a more adrenaline rush, and hence they tend to take more physical risk. But instead, we tried to create a positive competition of having the safest rider. And we conducted a safety competition in the year of 2019 February in Nasik for 18 different colleges, wherein we create during the road safety week. So though the road safety week was only for 1 week, we created the competition for around 14 days. And that's how we also got to know that this could be something interesting when it comes to rewards and recognition for the users, and we can take that ahead. And 8sense was formally registered in 2019, and since then we have been working on various models on how we can improve the riding behavior through constant nudges, behavioral nudges, and data analytics. And how can we improve or improve the ecosystem by bringing all the stakeholders together. And our vision is to create a data-driven safety ecosystem for all the two-wheeler riders by giving a connection through in between all the stakeholders of the ecosystem.
Thanks so much, Uday.
Thank you so much.
I request anybody from Anant Naturals to come on, present their startup.
Hello.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all. This is Azadi from Ananta Naturals. We are a kind of a platform, exclusive platform for the organic and natural farming farmers collective, and as well as the marketing platform. Myself, Parthasarathy, from the village called Uppanasimapalli, Anantapur district, Andhra Pradesh. I born and brought up in a farmer's family and did masters in computer science. Later, I worked in software sector for 11 years. Then I thought there are many challenges in the farming sector. So I got into this field. First, we started in our own farm, various practices in organic and natural farming, and tried various crops like horticulture, agricultural crops. That has given better results. Then I thought, let's do something better to the collect group of farmers, and I started the journey in 2015. Initially, I spent quite some time volunteering with the various agriculture, horticulture farming collective initiatives, meeting the farmers collective, and then connecting them, sharing the best practices to them. And the latter stages, we started more creating the structured platform. That's where we started as Ananta Naturals. Next slide, please. So Ananta Naturals more committed to support sustainable natural farming and organic farming practices, which will sustainable to the farmer and then the ecosystem as well as the.
Just 1 minute. Not able to see the presentation. Can you share the presentation one more time?
Yeah, Raviteja, please. I think, ma'am, I could not able to share myself because of the network issue. I have given the network team. Raviteja is sharing. Hello, Raviteja. Raviteja, could you share the presentation?
Yes, sir. Just a second, sir.
Better. You can go ahead. No issue.
Yeah, basically that's where we got a doing collective work, where our initiative more driving educating the farmers with innovative farming practices in natural farming, as well as assisting them and providing inputs, and then as well as the networking with the other farmers, where already having the self-inspired and kind of various connecting the farmers through the technology initiatives like WhatsApp groups and then social media. And then the success stories of the farmers, and then the best practices in the like what is the market. That's we started working with the farmer collective. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. We educated the farmers mostly on the best practices of the natural farming, as well as we created awareness to create the farmer collective initiatives like farmer producer groups, collectives, cooperatives, where they required to do the collective approach. Even the Ananta Naturals itself has created a farmer collective with the Ananta Naturals farmer producer company to create a model. And we work with more than 1,000 farmers till now to support them in various initiatives. And then we trained more than 50 plus trainings on natural farming. We have set up a model farm in our village with all most of the horticulture crops like pomegranate, grapes, banana. And we created a marketing platform, both B2B and B2C, where we supply to the partners in city. Like we generally, there is a gap in between both consumer and farmer here. Farmer feels that if I grow organic naturally, whether I get a better market access or is it really grow? Can we really grow using the natural organic farming in the current climatic situations? As well as he has many questions to grow natural farming organic. Same the consumer has also thought like in the current situation is really we can get the right authentic food for us. We are ready to pay the premium price, but still there. So we worked at both ends, like farmer education as well as the consumer education also we started doing. So what we did is we went, I live in Bangalore. I just go to the communities where we set up a melas with all the like produce we have and present to them in the right way and educate them. These are the practices we are doing. This is the way we grow, and then provide them as a taste, and we sell them. Then we have a network with them and connect to them, and then we regularly share the updates to them. Whatever the farming practices we followed, whatever the pest management practices we followed, what are the harvesting techniques, and then how we are getting to them. Like that, we got a connection network with them. Both ends we connected. Like that, there is a good demand we have created to our produce actually. And then we started selling fruits, vegetables, and then millets, spices, and then little bit value addition we have started from the village now, like making cold press oils, and then the flours. That's where we are now. And next slide, please. So this is about myself, already explained. Next slide, please. And these are the models we are following now, like operating model will be, next slide, please. We provide education training on the natural farming and then the farmer collective initiatives, where we have network, not only Andhra Pradesh, we have good network of farmers in Telangana, even other states also. And then the governance, like we try to work with the horticulture, agriculture department in various ways, like to whenever they want some farmer trainings, they used to come to our farms and connect them, and we go and present whatever the farmer trainings happen. And then the marketing linkages, that's where we have very good market establishment. Now we have more than 10,000 consumer base in Bangalore itself, where we have a very good organized demand. And then we are building the kind of core infrastructure to provide the trainings, and then at the rural space actually. And then we are supporting the farmers with the knowledge sharing and all. And then we have the good networking of the B2B, B2C space, where we developed unique models to sell our products, where we have identified women entrepreneurs like in communities in cities. They will be anchored for us. I mean, just we can't do everything ourselves, but that's where we created a community of anchors in cities. We have already developed 20 kind of networks in Bangalore, in Hyderabad as well. And not only the cities, we developed second tier cities market now, like Anantapur, Dharmavaram also, we are delivering. And rural also, we set up a, in our farm as well, we have set up a counter now to sell. Many rural, I mean, village people also coming and buying products from us now. Next slide, please. And we have the kind of model farm, and then the training facility to give the trainings, as well as the basic pack house where we are doing packing, grading, sorting, and then we started employing the rural space. Our idea is to set up entire enterprise at rural base itself, because that will cut down the cost as well as the people, farmers also. Now most of the organic natural farming institutions and the companies are evaluated in the cities like Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and the farmer doesn't know where to sell, how to sell. Is it really provided the value, our product, the value? So when we set up a rural based enterprise, farmer get a awareness, access, and he's a confident. If I go and sell to Ananta Naturals, they will buy with some better price. Along with that, they farmer need many other education, knowledge. That also we can provide it when we set up a rural institution. That's where we are building a rural.
Please request you to speed track the presentation a little.
Sorry, ma'am.
Please speed track the presentation a little.
Yeah, that's all about. We are a kind of collective where we are work with the farmers as well as the consumers, and we are kind of getting more, I mean, like-minded people to join with us to move forward. Thank you.
I request the startups to leave their contact details in the chat, and anybody else in the speaker list also to leave the chat details in the chat if you want to be. Otherwise, APIs can always moderate this introductions. Thank you so much. I think it was a great program to have you all. I think without you all, it wouldn't have even been a program together. I really thank AppCost for organizing this, especially Dr. Y. Aparna ma'am, Member Secretary. I think she's been a huge inspiration in bringing this together and driving us from behind with authority. I also thank Mr. Nandakishore, who couldn't join us due to sudden emergency. But then,
Itana, can you turn on your video?
1 second. Yeah, I also thank Manoj, my colleague, Joint Detector AP Innovation Society. He's taking care of all the startup ecosystem here. And all my colleagues at APIs. I also thank AppCost team and DST for bringing this together, especially the panelists. It's my moment to kind of thank you all. However, we couldn't have two of them on the program. I regret on their behalf. I also thank the central government to bring this program together. This is a great initiative celebrating startups in the month of startups. I think, you know, it's just a joy to bring all of us together. Thanking for this opportunity. This is Kirtana here, signing off. I think I wish you all a safe health during this time of difficulty. Hope to see you all in better times. And let's all work together to build a strong ecosystem in AP for startups. I also thank the startups on this program.
So let us close the, yeah. Manoj, you want to tell something?
No, please go ahead. I'm just telling you thank you for everything.
Yeah, thank you, APIS, for beautifully conducting. And in this platform, I was able to meet Professor Nagbhushan Raj Garu and Rama Venugopal Madam and Sahuji and Kiran Reddy. So it's a beautiful platform. I heard so much about from them. Really, I'm very much happy. And I felt bad that some of the speakers were not able to join in the meeting. If they joined, it could have become more beautiful. But in this third wave of COVID situation, so we have to bear with these type of inconveniences. So I'll herewith close the meeting, and this month Azadi ka Amritotsav celebrations are over. Thank you very much, Vananda. Yeah. And Kirtana, thank you very much. Special thanks to you for moderating and beautifully coordinating today's program. Thank you,
Thank you
Vananda.
so much, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll close the meeting.